Hello folks, well this is Miguel from the Embargo Man channel. Okay folks, right, so out of all these movies I'm talking about, they're talking about Disney animation and Disney, well there's one great movie that I see animated. It's not even made by Disney, it is made by Warner Brothers, right? And this movie I'm talking about is called The Iron Giant, right? What is the Iron Giant, right? The Iron Giant is about a robot that came from outer space. Kind of like, it's kind of cool, but sometimes it has some sad ending at the end. And then this is about a kid named Hogarth Hughes, and Annie Hughes is Hogarth's mother, who is voiced by Jennifer Aniston, right? Then I mean, this one, even Vin Diesel did the voice of the giant robot, right? So then somebody from the government named Kent Mansley were about to investigate from the Secret Service. Out of all of that, they want to investigate what does Hogarth have with his robot, right? Or they friends with were and they have in Dean's junkyard, and this is where they have sell scrap metal. Yeah, that's where they keep the robot in the junkyard. It takes in Rockwell, Maine, in 1957. But at the end part, the robot goes and somewhere out of the North Pole or Finland or something like that, the robot reassembles itself, right? This has been like, they say, a box office flop, right? It has been a box office flop when it came out, but fortunately enough, it became a cult classic. It is a very nice movie. It is something to teach that about not to use guns, because once in that part when they see hunters killing a deer, and then if feel like they feel something about teaching about what stuff could do, and then imagine that what this part, why it gotta be friendly and not to that exactly this giant robot is like a Gundam. Actually, he attacks it like almost like say like a Gundam, like the thing is made by Warner Brothers. Is like flopping this and never have any it doesn't have any musical, right? It never sings or anything like that. But the moral of the story is that a kid named by the name of Hogarth Hughes finds a giant robot, and the government is trying to get on the robot, and it's an interesting story. And then they have about being Superman, right? This is one of these movies that is a non-Disney movie, and I believe Warner Brothers could do something. It's a great animation, but if Walt Disney has produced the Iron Giant, then it would have a productions would be working with Sunrise, the people that makes the Gundam Wing, and also the Gundam Wing series, then it would be like a collaboration. They will work this with Sunrise, and Sunrise's studio based in Japan, right? Sunrise Inc. will earn more money, and they just put people singing and whatever, more like it would give it a boost, right? If it's released by Disney, right? If it was released by Disney, then Sunrise would earn more money on a theatrical release working with Disney. But too bad it didn't come out that way. It was with Warner Brothers. It's just like I don't know if it's done. I think that the work is done here in the US, but if it's Disney, then overseas production starts in Japan, and then they do the sketch, and Sunrise would just do the whole set for Disney, right? But after all, if it's Disney, then the show is of a different hero or whatever it is, But after all, I mean, Disney should make something similar than working with Sunrise. I mean, like from outer space, but this time we would be related with NASA, something with NASA and stuff. They have like secret government special service or some out of some robot, right? But then the whole moral of the story of this movie is that Warner Brothers has done their job right. Even though they make Bugs Bunny, I like the Looney Tunes, great animation to consider, besides Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, right? Warner Brothers could do from Disney is like, once they have come up with these alternative names, yes, of course, anybody could knock off, anybody could copy from others. That means what they need to do with the studio is that they need to work with Toy Animation, working with Warner Brothers, would come up and get a hit challenge Disney in a way by using like a third party with Toy Animation. Toy Animation has done some work for some Warner Brothers, like the Tiny Toons and Animaniacs, and some Toy would do that, but with a feature film. Like, let's say, copy it from, because I was just thinking of one movie in particular that Warner Brothers could work with Toy, right? Warner Brothers could work with Toy in one movie, but for the giant, the Iron Giant, this is a good movie, is made by Warner Brothers. You all know Warner Brothers is also very competitive. They make good animation, and I believe that, since you have seen Looney Tunes and all these Warner Brother related cartoons, right, then yeah, of course, it is a good challenge. It is a good challenge for this, even though the movie is underrated. It is a hit. It is a classic, right? I believe it is a boy who finds a giant robot, and the government trying to track of the giant robot. The giant robot is voiced by Vin Diesel, right? So just check it out. It is a great movie. I mean, I might just say that these animated films, I'm saying, to me, I'm just saying, I always got into anime, right? But saying Tina Kira, and that was for grown-ups, mostly, like for adults, right? But then if you look through this picture, Warner Brothers, in the other hand, could have been very successful, and they put music on stuff. Even though Warner Brothers is a good studio for animation, right? Even though they make movies for animated movies, for animated feature films, then I mean, Warner Brothers could take the hit and they could just challenge Disney. All they need to do is to work with the Japanese. I mean, most likely Toy, for instance, like they always have contract with Toy making Looney Tunes and Tiny Toons Adventures and Animaniacs. But after all, just wait, you'll see that movie. I bet you like it. You'll love it. It's a story about the boy finding a giant robot, and the government trying to seize the big robot, right? And it is good, and it's a good animated movie. And even though you can see it with your family, you just see it with your kid, it's awesome. It's simple, it's good to see it right there with the family. I recommend that movie, The Iron Giant, even for a video game nerd. I mean, James Rolfe. I mean, you never seen I don't know if you've seen the giant robot. I mean, the Iron Giant. The Iron Giant is Warner Bros. Animation doing at its best. Simply is even though if it were made by Disney, then production of that movie will be done in Japan if the Iron Giant were to be released by Disney. But if it's Warner Brothers, right? Warner Brothers could do the same if they could get animated from Disney, but they need to work with the Japanese, with Toy Entertainment, Toy Animation. Toy and Warner Brothers could do this and impact and give Disney a challenge. All right, so So please subscribe to the Embargo Man channel. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button for if you want notifications for later videos. So goodbye and take care, everybody. Don't forget to do it. And please, Angry Video Game Nerd or Cinemassacre, do that video review on movies like the Iron Giant. Forget about the Iron Giant then. Goodbye, folks.